a father's fight to reclaim his daughter. In a heartbreaking account, a single father residing in Baton Rouge has recently shared his harrowing journey of losing custody of his 7-year-old daughter. He firmly believes that the social support system, which should have been a lifeline for struggling families, let him down in an unimaginable and profoundly unjust manner. From the time his daughter was just 3 months old, this dedicated father has shouldered the immense responsibility of raising her alone after her mother heartlessly abandoned them. Working tirelessly as a painter, stone fabricator, fencer, he did everything in his power to make ends meet. However, his job security was shattered when his car broke down, leaving him unable to afford the necessary repairs. "I did everything within my means to ensure my daughter had food to eat and clothes to wear," he shared, his voice heavy with sorrow. "But when I couldn't make it to work, everything began to crumble around us." As a result, he fell behind on rent and faced an unjust eviction from their home, thrusting him and his daughter into a life of transience and uncertainty. They sought temporary shelter with friends or resorted to sleeping in their car, their lives turned upside down. Despite his tireless efforts to seek assistance from various programs in Baton Rouge, such as food banks, homeless shelters, and social services, he faced repeated rejections, as if their desperate situation wasn't deserving of support and empathy. The depths of this father's anguish were compounded when Child Protective Services intervened based on a false report of neglect from one of his daughter's teachers. The report was entirely baseless, as he had always prioritized his daughter's well-being above all else. Despite fervently explaining his dire circumstances to the caseworker, his daughter was cruelly and abruptly taken away from him, without any semblance of support offered. It is essential to note that federal law explicitly prohibits the removal of a child based solely on poverty, and lacking a stable home does not warrant the separation of a child from their parent. Furthermore, not having a home does not equate to neglect. Regrettably, it seemed that the courts callously disregarded these crucial federal protections, compounding this father's anguish and sense of injustice. Upon receiving court documents, this devastated father discovered the appalling truth: the Department of Child and Family Services, DCFS, and Child Protective Services, CPS, had willfully distorted the truth, manipulated statements, and shamelessly taken them out of context to cast him in an unfavorable light. This calculated misrepresentation of facts served as their justification for the unwarranted removal and ongoing separation of his daughter, a grievous violation of justice that shattered this father's already fragile world. "I felt utterly powerless," Zach expressed, his pain palpable in every word. "All I ever wanted was to provide my daughter with a stable and loving life, but it seemed like no one cared about her well-being." He vehemently asserted, "I am not a neglectful father, I am a devoted and loving father who faced extraordinarily difficult circumstances and desperately needed the support that was callously denied to us. Instead of receiving the help we so desperately needed, we were unjustly punished." Despite facing countless challenges, this resilient father remains unwavering in his determination to regain custody and reunite with his daughter. He refuses to let this gross miscarriage of justice define their future. By bravely sharing his heart-wrenching story, he hopes to raise awareness about the immense struggles faced by single parents, particularly fathers, who often face unfair assumptions and a lack of support. His ultimate goal is to advocate for greater support, resources, and fairness within the social support system, ensuring that no parent or child has to endure the agony of such an unjust separation ever again. Additionally, in his pursuit of justice, this determined father is now actively seeking to raise funds to secure the services of an attorney who specializes in family law, particularly in cases involving the Department of Child and Family Services, DCFS, and Child Protective Services, CPS. Despite being assigned an attorney by the court, he has found their assistance lacking, with little effort made to thoroughly investigate the statements and claims made against him or to challenge the court's violation of federal law in removing his daughter unjustly. Understanding the critical importance of expert legal representation, he is determined to find an attorney who will fight relentlessly on his behalf. With the right attorney by his side, he hopes to uncover the truth, expose the manipulation of facts, and hold accountable those responsible for the injustice he and his daughter have endured. Raising funds to secure a knowledgeable and dedicated legal advocate is an essential step towards reclaiming his rights as a father and reuniting with his beloved daughter. He remains grateful for any support, whether financial or through spreading awareness of his story, as he strives to navigate the complexities of the legal system and bring his daughter back home where she belongs. Every contribution and share counts. No amount too small. Donate today, to help tomorrow. Donations go to Cash App tag, $fathersbattle.